Do you know what happens when a lowland gorilla stand-up comedian, a functioning alcoholic impressionist, and geeky tech nerd pro wrestler get together? You get the Conte and Kenny Show. And AIDS, probably.
Monday nights, the clock strikes 7. Conte and Kenny, humor's heaven. On 100 proof, YouTube's delight. Tune in, we promise it's pure delight. Laughing out loud, so mellow and bright. Conte and Kenny, comedy's bite. Every Monday, come and play. Join us for laughs, end your day. Eastern time, the fun begins. Jokes and stories will make you grin. A perfect blend, pure comedic art. Conte and Kenny, they steal your heart. So click and watch the chuckles flow. Conte and Kenny, friends in tow. Sip some laughs on 100 proof. Comedy magic under your roof. Laughing out loud, so mellow and bright. Conte and Kenny, comedy's bite. Every Monday, come and play. Join us for laughs, end your day. Eastern time, the fun begins. Jokes and stories will make you grin. A perfect blend, comedic art. Conte and Kenny, they steal your heart. So click and watch the chuckles flow. Conte and Kenny, friends in tow. Sip some laughs on 100 proof. Comedy magic under your roof. Remember the time, don't miss the show. With Conte and Kenny, the giggles glow. Find the channel, don't delay. 100 proof podcasting, your Monday ballet.
And don't forget me, Joey Image.
The vision is removed. The power is reawakened. The fear is reborn. Because they have returned. Because they have returned.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Monday Ballet. It's the Conte and Kenny Show, also known as the Arrogance and Alcoholism podcast with a side of spandex. All right, I'm going to make it nice and short because Kenny says I take too long. We're here every Monday, 7 o'clock, 100 Proof Podcasting, YouTube. Like the channel, love us, thumbs up, take care. What's going on, fellas?
All I heard was when you came on the air. What the fuck you were doing before we went on the air?
Yes,
your problem was you said what are you speaking in tongues?
I don't care.
Well, sakes.
Welcome to our brand new background. Look at this beautiful Jetsons-like city with the pretty colors and the little Conte and Kenny moon up there. And of course, if this is your first time,
Conte Mooners.
Yes, Conte Mooners. I like that. In the lower left-hand corner, that's me, Joe Conte, the comedian extraordinaire, and Jack Off, who just whatever. In the middle is my pal, who I've been doing this for over almost 20 years, Kenny Michaels, the functioning alcoholic impressionist, brilliant fucking guy who doesn't know when to quit. How you doing, Kenny?
And then, of course, was heartburn right
on
now.
The right. I'm going to talk right over you because I don't give a fuck tonight. Anyway, to the right is, of course, the spandex part of the show, and that is Joey Image, our resident wrestler and tattoo wearer, and also, a brand new tattoo. And then, of course, behind that little building, right over there. Like right over there, right behind that little building. That's where Shawnee, our producer, is working right now. See all those lights in there? He's got like a disco going on, man. It's a fun time. Shawnee, our producer, who just came up with this new one, which I fucking love. It's great. And we got some more ideas. Maybe put Joey in a fucking blimp. It's a little
To be
bit
honest,
brighter. It's a little bit
I'm
darker.
seeing it's got some movement. It's got some life. I'm seeing the World Trade Center towers behind your head, JoJo.
Hey, Sean,
Oh, wait, let me
if
see.
anyone,
Hold on.
Tower 1, Tower 2. Boom, bang, bang,
oh
boom.
my God,
Oh
They
yeah,
are- they
well, they're
are the
shorter
same.
and wider, so they don't really look like the Twin Towers.
like Joe, shorter and wider, like Joe.
Hey, oh,
Sean, if anybody cares, I sent Sean a picture of the new tattoo. You know,
Oh, okay,
you know
cool.
what? You know what I never noticed until just now? That little piano jingle right at the end of that AI intro song. That's cool.
Yeah, it really is.
We should
it is
we
really
should
fucking
do
cool.
we should do like, because I think on that website where I make the AI song, I think you can make 3 free a day. We should just make a bunch of them and send them to Sean, and just he'll randomly play them every week, like a different one every week. But we won't know, just random ones in all
Right.
kinds of like musical genres or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, because we like the ones that they made so far. And if you're in the chat and you're here live, if you would like to support the show financially, if you got a couple of extra bucks that you just want to toss out a window, you can super chat us. Shawnee, our producer, who's kind of hurting for money right now, just super chatted us for $2. Thank you. And he said, do the voice, which also means that if you also want Kenny
Which
to do an
voice?
impression of anything, you put something in the super chat, tell us what you want him to do or the impression, and Kenny will give it a shot.
And I can also redo our intro. Conte and Kenny, Joey too. Here we go. Honesty, everything says what it makes. Even though we just come on late, doesn't matter. You'll have some fun. Woo!
Aw.
Perfect. We're going to take that audio. That's got to be part of the intro. That has to be
I don't
part
need
of the
no
intro.
AI. I don't need no nothing. I got every time we go to
I'm
the
telling
show, 7 to 10, maybe no.
7 to 10. I don't know about that.
I know, that's
Aku
right,
in
yeah.
the chat. Aku did a $2 super chat from Aku, of course. Quote, anyone else notice Sean missed the number? Do you know what
means-
number he means?
He means the voicemail phone number is not on the background.
Oh, yes.
Also, I don't know if that's $2. It's Canadian. It's more like it's like $1.07 maybe.
Good call.
Listen, we curve everything Aku does on a Canadian curve. You know what I mean? Even his jokes, we put them on a Canadian curve. You know what I mean?
We're throwing
It's all
a tariff on that $2 supercharge.
Look at
Tariffs.
you making political jokes on a non-political
that.
show. Look at you.
You know, we're not worried about tariffs anymore. Tariffs are good, but they're not anymore. There's a lot of bombs going off.
I
Big
deal with them
bombs.
every day.
A lot of bombs.
I deal with tariffs and tariff complaints every day at my day job. It's so annoying because everything is 10% tariff, and it's so annoying.
Oh, well. Anyway, the show is sponsored by thegoods.fun, which is my wife's website. Go to thegoods.fun or like thegoods.fun on Facebook and just troll around. You'll see all these cool products with my wife's nature pictures on them, like beach towels, bags, aprons, clocks, shower curtains, journals, and much, much more. And there's also a spot for the Conte and Kenny Show and the Honeymooners. All right. So,
Hey, Aku is in the chat room, right? Hey, Aku, did you guys have this? Do you have this stuff in Canada, Jolt Cola, or did you back in the day? Thanks.
Jolt A. All right. While we're waiting for while we're waiting for a coup, let me just get this out of the way. On Saturday, another $2 from a coup. Don't knock my 25-cent donation. Thank you, Aku. So real quick, just wanted to a little bit of bragging, and I'm sorry, Kenny, I fucking totally forgot to call you, man. I was supposed to call Kenny on Saturday and Sunday, but me and Louie from the Honeymooners podcast, we went to Brooklyn and got interviewed for a documentary that's going to be on the CW and Paramount Plus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's called How Television Changed America, and it's an 8-part docuseries. And check out the shows that they're featuring: I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, Happy Days, Dynasty, Cheers, Touched by an Angel, Love Boat, and the Brady Bunch. That is an interesting list.
Yeah,
Of
all of
shows
them
that they
except for all of them aces except for Touched by an Angel went a little sideways.
Yes, even they.
No,
we were.
no, I'm sorry. No, that was Seventh Heaven or Touched by an Angel.
You're talking about
Seventh Heaven was
with the guy who was the
pedophile.
pedo?
Fought a pedophile.
Yeah. Stephen.
Oh yeah, no,
what the hell
it's
was
Touched
his
by
name?
an
I
Angel
That was
with
Seventh
Ella
Heaven.
Reese.
I used to love that show, and then I found out about that.
No, that this is the one
Stephen
with Ella
Collins.
Reese and
Harlem
who?
Nights. Della Reese and Harlem Nights.
Stephen
amazing.
Collins was the name of the pedophile.
Oh yeah,
you know what?
the guy. Yeah,
I liked Seventh Heaven so much that I actually I've referenced it in wrestling promos back in the day. I used to.
Oh no shit.
There's a guy that I wrestled a bunch of times named Jim who was a principal of a Catholic school, and we did a show in like the Catholic school gymnasium, and I kept calling him Reverend Camden. That was the guy's name on the show.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you so bad I'm gonna put you in seven heavens. Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, I wish I'd have thought of that line. I would have
Not
used that
one.
line.
Not two, not three, brother. I'm gonna put you in seven. Oh yeah.
The coughing makes it even better.
That's a hard one.
Mike Macho Man.
Not five, not six, but seven. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, radio. There's not enough heavens to put you in. There's enough heavens on earth to put you in. Oh yeah. Sorry.
My wife, she must have turned on the show for a second. She doesn't listen or watch the show, but she probably just popped on for a second. And she comes in, she goes, "It looks like the Honeymooners." And so I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Yeah,
it is sort of a Honeymooners.
If you turn the logo crooked or on an angle, it will look just like it.
Yeah, I mean it's day and but Shawnee, did you have? I'm just thinking of this now. This has a Honeymooners look to it. Did you mean to do that?
Totally.
You did.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he's smart.
No,
he's
he's
smart,
being
Mike.
No,
he's being sarcastic.
He's being sarcastic. Yeah, dude, that's a fucking cool coincidence, though. For real, I like it. I really do. I didn't realize that until then. Until I really kind of looked at it, and my wife said it and kind of confirmed it. So, Shawnee,
next week,
fucking subconscious.
Next week, the background is going to be the set of All in the Family, and we'll be sitting.
Yes, and then by the third week, it'll be the Knight Rider background.
We'll be in the back of the truck when he pulls up.
Yes, exactly. And Kenny can be the hot chick that was always.
No. We're going to be looking out of the window of the apartment all the way on the right hand side, like the Jeffersons. Moving on up.
Fucking Joey's moving on up.
Yeah, looking down at the South. Joey's looking down at the South Bronx right now out of one of the windows. The shit's on fire.
Hey, Joe,
Frank Lucas is running the city.
Joe, what part of Brooklyn were you in?
We were in. Oh man,
it was like
we were very close. We were. That was the irony of all of it, was that we were real close, blocks away from all of these different locations that they referenced on the Honeymooners regularly, that like all the big fans know. You know what I mean?
You don't know what section of Brooklyn you were in? Like I'm thinking, because my wife and I were in Williamsburg the week before.
It was not Williamsburg, okay. But it was more off of Atlantic Avenue, so it was on the northern. But that's kind of where Williamsburg is too, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. They loved us. We interviewed we did like 2.5 hours. I mean,
that's awesome.
So who knows if they can get 3 minutes of us, that would be the coolest thing. She emailed us back and she said that she watched the film because the producer wasn't there interviewing. It was somebody else. And the email, she was like, "We got so much good insight from you guys. It's awesome. They're really, really happy."
Can you get a copy of the unedited before or when it comes out or whatever, or no? You're only going to see the final product?
Yeah, I don't know. That would be an interesting question. Maybe. I don't know when it comes because I did sign a release form, so I don't know.
Yeah. So like I did a documentary last year about addiction, and a guy that was on the show. It's like a YouTube series, but it's gaining traction. So they
Right.
interviewed me because I'm friends with one of the guys that was the subject, and we did like an hour and a half of talking, and they cut it up and they put it in spots and ended up being like 11 minutes total. But I have the full interview.
Oh, you do?
That's yeah. So that's what I was wondering. Are you going to get to see the whole thing before
I
or
will
after they
definitely
cut it up?
ask
Or
them.
whatever?
Yeah,
That's
I will
cool.
definitely ask them because that would be cool, for sure. Yeah, so
The only thing
that was
was
a lot of fun.
The only thing was I had to ask for permission to put the full thing on my YouTube channel, which I got permission and I never did it anyway. I got permission. I just never did anything with it.
Right. Yeah. So it was awesome. We had a good time.
Did your pal Carney show up?
No, Brian got sick. He had like pneumonia, so he couldn't come down. So in fact, I was going to call him today and see how he's doing. Hopefully he's better. So
does he live around there?
He lives up in like near Westchester up there.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad. That's not far.
Yeah, no, not at all. So, but anyway, yeah, that was it. So it was a lot of fun, and you can look. Of course, I'll let you guys know, everybody. But it's right now the working title is "How Television Changed America." She said they could end up changing the title of it. And they'll probably end up changing the title to Tell her how television changed America minus the honeymooners, and then we won't be fucking part of it. So,
is it going to be just a one show thing, or it's a series?
It's a series. No, it'll be an 8-part docu-series. So
right, that's what I mean.
Each of the TV shows is going to be one
that's
show.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be in the Otto and George documentary.
God damn, you're going to be in fucking SAG before you know it.
Yeah, usually it was just my tits that would SAG.
I was just going to say,
be in SAG. I'm going to beat you to it. All right.
I just thought of that. You
going to beat
SAG.
you to it.
Did you see that fucking picture I texted from 10 years ago? Holy Christ!
Oh yeah, was that for when we first met?
Joey.
Yeah,
see,
that was
Joey,
a large Conte.
Yeah.
Before we get to the picture,
what picture?
Now there is nobody that wants success for Joe Conte more than I do. Not anybody on this planet. Not his wife, because if he not Joe Conte, because Joe Conte doesn't think he could achieve it, but I do. And his wife don't want it.
True.
His wife don't want it because that's going to take him away from her. Okay, so I want it more, and his sister and his brother couldn't give two shits. All right, his parents are gone, so I am the leading guy in the fan club of Joe Conte to be successful, and I tell it to him all the time. And it doesn't matter what kind of stand-up I do or whatever it is. I've seen this guy grow and progress, and he's doing amazing. You think he can fucking call me?
Too.
You think he could send me a... See that? See? Yeah, I pull for you guys, and all I get is shit. That was a good one, Joey. That was good. That was funny. I've grown also. But all he's going to do is to send me a text. How'd it go? Aces. Shit. That's all. But no, I got to wait 2.5 days. I got to wait till now, 7 o'clock, to hear anything about it. I'm calling and bothering him. How'd it go? So let's just leave it at that. But anywho, you're in Brooklyn. Do you have any dins? I'm out the dins. I'll text you. I'll call you tomorrow.
It was at 9 in the morning. It was at 9 in the morning.
Oh, so you didn't hang out all that much? You went and filmed your stuff and then went back home?
Yeah. And dude, there was we got stuck behind some sort of parade. It wasn't a pride parade. It was like an Indian parade. Like there were, I swear, I thought there were going to be elephants going by on fucking on Fifth Avenue. And we got stuck for like 20 minutes where cars were backing out. They were backing out a fucking one-way street to get out. But
I heard that's the newest MLB team, the Brooklyn Indians.
The Brooklyn Indians,
the Hindu Indians, not the Iroquois. They're the scalp.
Indians. Yes, the Indians from India. Yes,
throwing arrows and.
I thought it was a sale at Bed Bath and Beyond. Hey-o.
Yeah, an Asian, an Hindu parade basically gives out free balloons and diarrhea with all the street food.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
hey, everybody,
The curry
they have like
parade.
the little food stands. It's a diphtheria stand. Come and get
Yeah.
a diphtheria stickle.
Welcome,
Come on
welcome to Curry and Kenny.
now.
Have a salmonella one.
Funny.
2 for 1.
Curry and Kenny. That's fucking hilarious.
Wow, that's funny. Oh,
Curry
dude, they
Kenny
put that
Show.
shit in a paper bag. They basically cut up a newspaper with their foot. They take the New York Times, they smash it up, and use that as the cone for some kind of fucking soup that they eat.
Oh,
and all
I've
it is
seen
is
that
grass
before.
clippings.
I've seen
grass
yeah, I've
clippings
seen
and dog shit.
food shows where they do that, where they actually use newspaper to scoop it out.
I've seen banana leaves where they sit on banana leaves. You know, these civilizations, let's get to it. These civilizations have been around for 7,000 years, right? They've been around. They've been the first civilizations. One, it took them almost 6,500 years to think of pants. Nobody thought of pants. And good shoes, boots. No, it was sandals and fucking loincloths. Nobody thought of pants. Then, how about
my
going
God.
over to Nazareth in Israel and get a couple of tables from some carpenters busting their ass? How about buy
Yeah.
local? You
There
know
was
what I mean?
one carpenter that
Farm
didn't even
the-
have to make them. He just snapped his fingers and they would show up.
farm the table, but you ain't got no table. They're eating on the ground like a bunch of fucking goats.
Yeah, it's
You know
farm
what I
to
mean?
dirt. Just farm.
to
It's just
dirt.
it's just farm. It's not even do anything. Just
Yeah.
farm.
What is fine dining? Everyone has to wear shoes, sitting Indian style, kicking over rice with their toes.
Sitting
You know?
Indian style.
Yeah, who the fuck can do that
Eating
anymore
rice one
anyway?
grain at a time with chopsticks.
Yeah. No, they all do that thing. They do that thing where they take it. I've seen
Yeah,
it
they
for
scoop it.
thousands of years. They take that and they bowl up the rice.
Yep.
And what they do after,
Oh my God, my mother.
they
My
take a
mother
bowl
told
of
me a
rice.
story once.
Hey, hold on. They take a
that's
bowl
how
of
they do
rice.
it. That's how they do it.
And then they swopak all the extra rice that is on their hands. So the
My
next
mother told
person
me a
comes in.
story once. So my buddy Neil is an Indian kid, American Indian, whatever you call him, and he speaks no, he's from Jersey, so he does not talk like this. He's just got a regular Jersey accent, whatever. But so I've known this kid literally my whole life.
He's not Native American. He's Indian.
Yeah,
Asian
yeah.
American, Asian
Okay.
Indian, yeah.
Anyway,
Asian
I don't know
Indian,
what the hell you
gotcha.
call it. I don't
You
know.
can just you
Yeah,
can
so
say Hindu.
I've
That's okay.
I've known this kid literally my whole life. He's not Hindu, but the same thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
without the accent. So I've known him my whole life. He was born the day before I was. Our mothers were roommates in the hospital when they were in there to give birth to us. So I've literally known him my whole life.
Wow.
But he was at our, and I don't remember this. My mother tells me this story anytime his name comes up, because my mother likes to repeat stories 400 times and not realize she already told me. So
That's a mother.
this kid, so we were at my house one day, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, can Neil come over for dinner?" Yeah. So my mother made corn, and he would scoop the shit up and eat it like that, like how Kenny was just doing. And
Yeah.
apparently, I was, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, and I turned to him and I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm eating." And I said, "We eat with forks in this house." And my mother's like, "You
No.
got so irrationally annoyed at like 10 years old," and she's like, "You
Wow.
complained for like a couple of days about this. You were like
No,
almost,
it's
it was almost
fair.
like you were offended." I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
No,
You were
it's
very meticulous.
well, right. Well, there is. That's the way they eat. You know, there's
Oh my
certain
God.
a lot of cultures.
I
Anything with
I explained that to my
rice-
friends. Hold on. Sorry, Kenny. I explained to my friends in Indian, and Aku said like 7-Eleven or like 9/11.
That's funny.
Oh my
9/11 not even close. It's not even
Oh
oh
my
Indians
God.
9/11.
Yeah, I know, but we get what he's saying.
Yeah, but it's funny.
And we get what he's
Oh
saying.
my lord.
Any older any nationality or creative people that eat rice, there's no plates, there's no dishes to make. There's one pot cooking. There's no and you see the African ones, the ones they cook with bush meat. I told you, I said this the other day.
Oh, is that where
And
they
they
put
just
it
find
in
a-
the dirt?
They find they find a monkey and just throw him in this vat of water and they innards and all. It's disgusting.
What's
But anything-
the culture where they cook it in the dirt and they cover meat with dirt and it fucking
Well, that's
cooks in the earth
Polynesian.
somehow?
Polynesian.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pig or a deer or a human or like a
A human.
Amelia Earhart. You know.
Is that where she went? Is that where she ended
Yeah,
up?
she's landing. They think so in the
Well,
Polynesian.
so I guess her name was Amelia.
Oh
Meal.
God.
She was a good Amelia. Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
I'm writing that down.
Oh, I just wrote it
Amelia.
down too. Okay, good. Then you can
Okay.
write that. I don't remember how to spell her last name.
I don't even know how to spell her first name. Who gives a
Oh,
shit?
I mean, I remember
just-
Amelia Bedelia. Those friggin' books. Hey,
Yeah.
since Joe was talking about
Earhart,
Brooklyn,
the more you
let me
eat,
tell
the
you
more
my
you
mother's
fuck.
story real quick. Since
Nobody heard
Joe
that
was talking about Brooklyn, let me tell you the story my mother told me the other day.
Okay.
So we talked about this last week when my wife and I went to Brooklyn. I was looking for my for the Nona Macaroni store and all this stuff, and I found the address and everything. So I'm talking to my mother about it Saturday. We go over there Saturday, see my mother, and my mother goes, "Oh, so she's telling me these stories from when I was a kid and stuff about my father and his family." So she goes, "Oh, I got a story for you." So she says, "My father's relative, some female relative of my father's, I don't remember who it was, a cousin. I think it was." His mother's sister's kid, so I guess it'll be his first cousin or whatever. So she was like 22, pregnant with twins. Her husband was, I think, 24, something like that, a little bit older. The husband got gunned down in a bar by a mob guy and mistaken identity, which kind of sucks. Yeah. So she the wife, my father's cousin, she is frantic, right? You know, my husband was just killed. I'm gonna have 2 kids. I have twins. I can't do this by myself, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be able to. So she attempts to take care of it herself with knitting needles. So she ends up puncture. Yeah, you know what I mean. she attempts to self-abort with knitting needles.
Well, she sew it shut. You gotta let him out of that dog.
She's jamming them in there.
Oh, I thought she was sewing it shut that it didn't come out.
She ended up puncturing something and just bleeding to death on her couch. That's the whole story.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? What is this story? Like,
that's horrendous.
And they didn't have like, you know, telephones and stuff. This was like the 1940s. Like, they couldn't afford a phone or whatever it was, so no one knew. She just bled out on her couch, and that's it.
Oh, she's digging it. She's digging into like ramen, and it keeps grabbing it like one of those when you go in and you pay $1 and it goes in. It's a claw that picks it up and takes it out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's got 2 knitting needles.
Machines.
Yeah, 2 knitting needles. She's trying to hook a marlin.
That's insane.
Oof.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Patty says, well, my mood is lifted.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Aku says chopsticks instead of a coat hanger. And then Patty says, well, my mood's lifted.
She was Italian. She didn't have chopsticks at the ready. She had knitting needles.
Plenty of knitting needles.
That's my mother's story.
Dude, that's that's
like, yeah, what?
Dude,
I
that's
seriously
like one
thought
of the
she's
darkest things I think I've ever heard. Holy shit.
It's crazy. And I'm like, Ma, I'm somehow related to that woman.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like,
if that horrified you, please like the episode. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. I'm going to watch and see if I get any more thumbs up. Please go there and just click thumbs up if you thought that was a hilarious story. All right. Because this is what I need.
It's funny now because it's like 60 years later or whatever, but holy Christ.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's gone. So,
yeah,
you know.
Dummy runs in my family, apparently.
Apparently he didn't run far enough.
That's a great line.
I just made myself laugh, which never
that's a really good line.
Now that depends on the time of the birth or how old the kids were. They're inside, they're sitting like fucking Jackie Chan. Because she's just sitting there, jamming like a puppet,
my mother told me she was 7 months
master.
when this happened.
Oh, 7 months. Those kids are eating
far
solid
along.
food at this point. Yeah, they're fucking watching YouTube at this point, and they're sticking sticks up there. They're yanking on it, trying to get it out of her hands. Yeah, hitting it back at her, like punching. Those kids know what's going on. Yeek.
So anyway,
That is
How's everyone
that is
doing tonight, folks?
horrendous.
Yeah.
Alex Aku says just find some stairs, which is
Alex.
funny. And Patty says Tales from the Gory, hosted by Joey. Horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody pretty much involved with that is probably dead. So
Yeah.
it's easier for us to be like, kind of
Especially the
laugh
husband that got gunned down in public.
accidental.
It seems like it seems like they had everything going great for them at this point. You know what I mean? Everything was
Mob
going
showed up.
just fine.
Until
Yeah,
the mob
no-
showed up.
nothing was wrong. Everything was just fine.
Wow.
It was coming off like crazy.
That
All right,
is
so
nuts,
we'll
dude.
change the subject real quick.
Okay.
I thought
that
about
would be
this
a
over
good
the
idea.
weekend.
Okay.
Over the weekend,
Yes.
and I was sitting there, and my social media feeds and everything like that are always like TikTok and Instagram, whatever. It's all. I'm a sucker for like rescued animals, dogs, cats, whatever, alligators. I don't give a shit. I'm a sucker for it.
Okay,
Right.
You know?
bullshit.
And then I was thinking, like, then I see, the Rainbow Bridge and people die, and they have a clever way of like really making you feel bad.
Hey, do
Well,
you
there's
think
like a
when
picture.
gay people die, they go over the Rainbow Bridge too?
Hey-o. I don't even think Kenny's dignifying himself.
Maybe he doesn't
No,
get it.
as long as they took enough Rexalta before they went over the Rainbow Bridge, they're fine, because it's not a cure, but it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, I'm sure that they would go over their own little
That's what
Rainbow
the-
Bridge.
That's
Right.
not what the B
They
stands
were-
for in LGBTQ is bridge.
Bridge, right. There's no R in it though. But anyway, go ahead. So Kenny, you're
All right,
all about,
so
listen.
I'm
Yep.
just sitting there, just jamming out, thinking about, man, you know what? I see, then there's, for some reason, I'm like watching the war on the TV and stuff like that. I just had a little reflection, and I go, you know what? If I want to be a center fielder for the Yankees, and maybe
Right.
if I die, if I do good down here, I go back up. Maybe they could send me back, and no special attributes. Send me back as me, and then maybe I could redo it again. And instead of smoking and doing drugs when I was a teenager, I could have
Right.
been working
Wait
out,
till I'm
playing
older.
baseball. Had a little- yeah,
Proving
after,
your baseball repertoire.
yeah, I didn't want anything extra. Didn't want maybe a couple of inches in height, and a few
Right.
inches in a ding dong. Something like that would be just fine. But I
Always a
didn't want-
plus. Always
Always
a
a
plus.
plus. Didn't want anything special. But then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? What if I can't do that? What would I want to be? And you know what my answer is for me? And I think it's unequivocally the best one in my personal opinion. Because you would think a bird, so I could fly.
Right.
Bird, so I could fly away. Nah, I go get on a plane and fly. Right?
Yep.
You know what I thought of? A giraffe. Too hot. You know what I mean? You're in
Gotcha.
the desert, too hot. You're that much closer to the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and warm
You
air
gotta eat-
rises too.
You got to eat. All you
Burn
eat
your
is
fucking hair
pine
off.
needles. Yeah, all you eat is pine needles, and you got to kick lions away from a deer. No, highways, roads.
Mhm.
A monkey. No real communication. Very low ball. No houses, no sufficient plumbing. So it really isn't like you're just living in shit.
By the way,
Oh.
those qualifications that the monkey failed with, every other animal fucking fails with, by the way, stupid. You make it like the
I would
monkeys are
say
the
that-
only ones that didn't have houses.
Nope, I beg to differ. I beg this is
Okay.
where I came up with it. This is where I
Okay.
came up with it.
So
A
continue.
horse. You think
Right.
a beautiful stallion
A
horse.
horse is a horse.
Majestic.
course.
A horse is a horse. Of course it is.
Good.
Of
I'm
course
glad
it
you got
is. Of course it is. Of course it is. A horse. Majestic, but it's conquered lands and
Yep.
things. An elephant.
A
Giant
horse.
dong.
The only
Still
thing you do
thirsty.
if you become a horse is fucking run around in a circle for 10 years until they shoot you.
Right, with somebody else on your back, right? And shoot
Yeah.
at you.
Hey,
Yeah,
carry
right.
this fat fuck now with his stupid whip smacking me in the head.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. Then I thought of a cat. All right. Well,
Okay.
a lion. No, too much fighting but even though you're the king of it, you're still gonna go down eventually. A lioness, no, too hot. Always looking for food. Got to run all. You got to run. You can't do. You got to. There's a difference between DoorDash of us and DoorDash of a lion. You got to run after your shit.
Lions use
You know?
DoorDash.
Was everybody
you got to dash
was everybody
after.
lion hunting?
Oh my God.
Was everybody lion fighting? Everybody was lion fighting. Those guys, those cats were fast as lightning. Hey, he says those cats.
That was the same. That was the same song playing in Joey's cousin's uterus when she was yapping when she was jabbing the sticks
The
up
pins
there.
and needles and pins.
Yeah,
that's for my.
they were fighting it
honeymoon
off. There was the two things coming up there. Everyone
Exactly.
come. What the? Anyways,
Go ahead.
so I thought, and if you can think of something different, that's why I texted you a couple days ago. Think about it. And now this animal comes in a succession of, I would say, an average of 7 to 10 years, maybe a little longer. But I would go for the 7 to 10 year mark. So each 7 to 10 years, you could come back and be for someone else, another in succession, forever long you'll have. Unconditional love as long as you get the right place. Warm house to live in, place to take a shit, food at your beck and call, snacks,
For only 10 years, though?
movies, a dog.
Only for 10 years, though?
Man's best friend. Yes, because I'm gonna.
Well, dogs
I'm gonna,
have like 7 birthdays a fucking year, so you'd be.
Well, I'm gonna
10
bail
years
out
and you're
after
70.
10. I'm gonna bail out. I'm gonna give this family 10 years, 8 years, 6 years sometimes of good, unconditional loving, protection, and then die, and then go on to the next family, and then go on to the next family.
As
So
a
I can
different
have
breed?
succession. Whoever cares, it doesn't matter. Whatever God puts me in, I could be all kinds of breeds, but I could be a dog, and I get put. Oh, the loving. Oh, they go to work. I snooze all day long. Come home, take a shit outside. There's a pool or something like that. I run around, play catch with the ball. You know, I'm not reading Shakespeare. I'm a fucking dog. But I got a warm bed to sleep in, a roof over my head, food in the plate, kids that love me. I'm playing all the time. I'm playing so much I'm panting.
What if you,
This is good
what
fun.
if you reincarnate
They go
in
to-
China as a dog?
I'm thinking if I was reincarnated as a dog, I'll tell you what, Kenny, I want to be one of those dogs that's abused and starved because I want to have a TV credit. So when those ASPCA fucking commercials comes on, I want to get my fucking
See,
TV credit.
Yeah,
I want to
Mr.
be on
Showbiz
television.
now. He does 2 documentaries now. He wants his fucking card. This fucking guy. He's a lights, camera, action, Joey. He wants his SAG
Just saying.
card. He wants his
Just saying.
yeah.
You know, when you
He's
got it,
getting
you
an
got
agent.
it. You know what I mean, Kenny?
Yeah. I'm thinking about unconditional love, and he's thinking about his fucking paycheck as a fucking what are you, Benji? You know, fucking Rin Tin Tin over here. Fucking doesn't know how to love a family.
It's fucking awesome.
I think a dog. I think a dog would be an ideal. Now, if you want to be solitary and stuff, sure, go be an eagle or a hawk, or go be a snow leopard, you know? But my personality is I get bored. So I would, and even if I died over and over again, I've died a couple times already in this life.
Yeah,
I would be able. I would
and
take,
about 5 times on this show.
Oh man! Well,
Tonight.
that's what happens. That's what happens when nobody does any prep. We gotta
Yeah,
get-
exactly.
When I have that, when 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, then I can move on to the next one, and then maybe up in heaven. Well, that'd be a thing I didn't think about. When you go over the Rainbow Bridge, then they come up in heaven. They're like, "Where's Lucky?" And I'm Lucky, and then I'm like, "I'm here," and it's me.
Yeah. I'm lucky I'm dead.
And
now.
they're like, "Oh
much
yeah, I
luck
came
I
back
didn't
as a
have.
dog." They're like, "Oh shit." So why would you?
You're on
hump
the
my
Rainbow
wife?
Bridge next to
when she
Richard
was-
Simmons. Oh my God.
Well, I think I get in trouble because I was humping his wife at night. Why would you always hump my wife? I don't know, Rick. I'm sorry. I have no idea.
I don't know,
have no
Rick.
I can't tell you. I was reincarnated, man. You know, I wasn't always there. But you guys, anything? Any animal that you would think?
All All right.
Let's
So
go,
for anybody in the chat, if you have any animal that you want, if you want to, I don't know, do a
Conte and
99-cent,
Kenny, they steal your heart.
whatever, super chat. I was thinking about
make
it.
a case
First,
for it.
I would like to be a koala bear because everybody thinks you're so cute and you sleep 18 hours a fucking day.
And you live in Australia too. It's beautiful.
And you
there,
live in
right?
Australia, and there's a lot of hot chicks down in Australia, and they're all fucking, Australians are basically descendants of convicts.
All you eat is eucalyptus and hang out in a tree. You don't pay it. You're a koala bear. You don't pay attention about hot chicks. I'm talking
Well, I
raw
would.
koala bear.
No,
but you're talking Joe Conte as a koala bear. I'm talking a koala bear is Joe Conte.
But that's what you're saying.
That'd
You're
be
saying
worse.
if you were a
You'd
fucking
get jerked,
dog,
you'd get jerked off in the back of a Mazda as a koala bear if it was Joe
listen,
Conte.
I'd get blown by Yahoo Serious'
people
daughter.
would
I
think-
don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's serious. Holy shit. People would think it's cute if a koala bear jacked off in their car. Oh, look how cute he discovered
Yeah,
himself.
exactly.
Yeah, but you live in a tree. You don't have a bed to lie in. You no blankets, no toys. You're just eating eucalyptus. So I'd have to go against that one.
That's one. That's one. Joey,
think
do you
it's that
have
good.
one that you would like to come back to?
I was thinking like a sugar glider, like those little ferret-looking guys, because they have sugar in their name, so they're sweet. And glider, they can shoot all over the place.
I've never heard of this being before. A
Really?
sugar glider.
Yeah, that's what they're called, sugar glider.
It sounds like
like a
something
little-
I did when I slipped on the ice as a fat guy. Hey,
Or
It's
a ferret.
it's
I
a
love
s-
ferrets.
it's basically a squirrel with one of those Red Bull flying things where they jump off the mountain. It's basically what it
Okay.
is.
I got you.
Right?
They jump
But
off
you got to,
mountains? I didn't know that.
but they don't flap their wings, so they only glide. So they glide and they go
Yeah.
from the top of a tree. They climb up all the way to the top
Oh,
of the
yeah,
tree
yeah.
and glide all the way down. Then they got to climb all the way up with a blanket over their shoulders, and they got to eat sugar. Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Holy shit! Don't they call
They are
them
actually-
like squirrel bats or bat squirrels or some
No,
shit?
flying squirrels. But
Flying
there's a
squirrels.
version of them.
It's a possum, apparently, is what this thing says.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Jersey ones are
Small,
squirrels.
omnivorous,
Flying squirrels.
arboreal, nocturnal, gliding possum. What a fucking description.
Yeah,
It
but he
likes
can't
sugary
protect
foods.
anybody. He
See,
can't
that's the
fight- he
thing, but
can't fight-
it eats sugary foods, which is what I do now. So there won't be a big
I get
stretch
farmer's dog every night. I get sugary fruits as a
there.
snack.
The wings would be the stretch.
Ask Buddy. About his snacks.
He would
You know,
not want to become a
Buddy is-
human. I know that. He fucking hates
No,
people.
I wouldn't want to become a human either after I'm out of here. But I would become a dog and help humans. I'd like to be friends with them, take care of
Can
kids.
you be
know?
can you be reincarnated as an object instead of a living thing?
I would think a tree or something. Sure, I think so.
Well,
But a
Living
tree
Like
is
a
a living
plane,
thing.
kind of.
a plane, or like a soda machine. You know, it
Yeah.
depends, what are you shooting for? What are you shooting?
And I want Dr. Pepper as my cover. I want the
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper on the
Yeah.
cover of the. Come back as a soda machine.
Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
shirt.
What are you shooting for? It depends.
I don't
I just thought it was an
that's
interesting
funny.
thought, where I was like, all right, well, I would be able to lay on their couch, hang out, sleep at the end of the bed or get my own bed, and I couldn't think of another animal that would be like comparable to it. I don't want to be.
I like ferrets too.
Raccoons,
I used to have two
Ra-
ferrets as
ra-
pets. They were awesome.
yeah, ferrets stink a little bit, but they're cool.
If you get them
But-
descented, where they take their scent glands out or whatever the hell they're called, then
Yeah.
they're fine.
You know what it is? Kenny
What's
is the reason why Kenny is stuck on the dog thing, and I understand it, is because the dog, at least in America, is the closest animal, them and cats, to live like human beings. And when they live in a good house, like Kenny's dogs, Joey's dog, mine, my cats, they live good lives. You mentioned any of his other one, the lions, they're out in the fucking heat. Giraffes, everybody's
That's
always asking
why-
them to get the shit off the top
I
shelf.
told you.
There's a fucking ton of shit that they go through where if you're a dog or to a lesser extent a cat, you got a pretty good life. So I see what Kenny's doing here.
They're on
It makes
hyper
sense.
alert all the time.
Yeah.
Any wild animal is on hyper alert, and all it says is, "I'm not going to die today." That's when they wake up in the morning. They don't wake up and go, "Oh, let me knit something today, or let me read a
Right.
book." They go,
No,
"I'm not
no one would-
dying, and I have to get
Yeah.
food. I am starving, and I have to bring food home for my family, and I'm not going to die today. Today is not the day that I die." And that's every day for a wild animal.
Yeah,
And then domesticated
true.
animals are only wild animals. You know, you could be like a fish, but a fish is just, oh, that's a new corner. Comes back 2 minutes later. Oh, that's a new corner.
A new plastic plant in my fucking
Oh,
my
oh,
clear
that's a new,
box.
that's a new,
Thanks,
that's
buddy.
a new castle. 35 seconds later, oh, look at the new castle. Oh, and comes back 35 seconds later. Is that a scuba diver blowing bubbles? Minute and a half later, look at that scuba diver blowing bubbles.
And then he
That's
comes
a
back
fun
5
look at that
minutes
scuba
later.
diver blowing bubbles.
Hey, there's my buddy Bubbles. Sorry, whatever.
Hey.
Stupid ass joke.
Blowing bubbles. I got it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Who's Bubbles?
You know.
I
So
am
who
Bubbles.
would ever want to be a fish? You know. Nothing,
Yeah,
no,
not
nothing.
me. No, a fish, no.
Plus, they get cooked for food too. So
Yeah, are we
Yeah.
missing something? Are we missing? I don't think.
gorilla.
That's why I asked. That's
no,
why I asked.
again, they're in the Congo. It's a matter of survival. You know, the dogs and cats are the closest thing to humans because we're fucking spoiled, and it's not like every day we're fighting just to make it to the end of the day.
My buddy Roger used to have a pet monkey that he had in like a cage in his house, and I would come over, and the fucking thing would take my keys, and he would fucking hide the keys somewhere in the cage, and then when I was ready to leave, he would give them back. It was insane, like how you can train a monkey to do stuff.
My friend also had a monkey growing up, and they thought it was going to be like one of those little tiny like Reese's, the little guys, you know, the little baby monkeys that the people put diapers on that you see.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker kept growing and kept growing, and this thing became almost
Now
like
they have a gorilla.
almost like a baboon, like a fucking baboon had this snout.
And they named
and when
they
you
named him
walk,
Joseph, and he became a comedian.
and in the basement there was a bar, and they had him in the bar, and you could look into the big screen TV. They were well off. They owned gas stations, Arab families, and they had a bunch of exotic pets, and so they would put a thing in, and you'd put a porno on, and the thing would start masturbating.
Yeah.
The monkey would start masturbating, and then if you but for any reason that you walked up to him and you showed your teeth to him, he would go nuts, like trying to jailbreak. He would go absolutely nuts.
You had a chance to say he would have went ape shit, and you didn't do it. That was the perfect time to say he would have went ape shit.
I say ape shit all the time, and
For
I didn't
everything.
Say
That's why I thought it would have been perfect.
wow.
I was about to say,
I
you
didn't
missed
even
an
realize it.
opportunity. Joe picked up on
Yeah,
it.
didn't even realize it. But it was scary because they couldn't do anything. This is back in the 80s, late 80s. You couldn't do anything because if you had the monkey, you were in big time trouble because it was black market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you couldn't call protective services, animal services, and go, "Hey, I got this wild fucking baboon in my basement. Can you come get it?"
The one that my buddy had was in the 90s, and he was a manager at an exotic pet store. So there were snakes and shit like that. So when the store closed, the monkey came home with him just for the night, but he would keep him on weekends when they were closed because they were only open during the week or whatever. So until the thing was sold, he kept him. And the guy was so cool, that kid, but he would always steal my keys when I came over, and then he would fucking give them back when I was leaving.
Yeah, this thing got so nasty that it was like you put your hand in the cage. There was only like his two brothers, Alan and Steve. Only them could go go anywhere near and feed it. Any other person, it was
a monkey
go time.
like that, like the ones that stay small, like the diaper ones, or whatever. Those are like having infant forever. Like an infant,
right?
That
And you have to. It's like having to take care of a kid. Now that if you want to make the commitment of having a baby for the next 15, 20 years, as however long they live, fine.
Yeah.
But this guy was like, if you want to think about dying in your sleep, and this baboon, I mean, he had incisors on him, like they were the size of raptor teeth. And he would open up his jaw so big that would fit your whole face in,
Wow.
and muscled up.
Of
and
course.
He would sit there and he would masturbate. And if you went in and you just want to be like a jerk off and go, "Hey, boogie, boogie, boogie," That shit when he would start shaking the
Holy
cage,
shit.
and we would
You
run.
said you would
live
be a
up to
jerk
60
off,
years.
which I thought was so funny. Hey, the monkeys fucking masturbating. So I walked in like a jerk off. I think that's hilarious.
Dude, so monkeys in the wild can live between 15 and 30 years, but
Yeah.
the ones that are like in captivity or by zoos or whatever held
Right.
they're taken care of 35 to 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
man.
insane.
Yeah.
Not chimpanzees. Chimpanzees can live to 60 years. That's
Holy
nuts.
shit.
Yes, chimps. Yeah,
Fucking
chimps
senior
are mostly in
citizen
the
chimps.
50s.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't going
getting their
anywhere
driver's
near.
license renewed.
I guess.
Jesus.
Do they
I
have when they hit 60, do they have AAPE? Hey-oh. AARP.
60. I'm already getting those stupid envelopes since I was 40.
I have them too. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
AAP.
Joe, that's better than you
AAPE.
thought. That's better than you think. APE and PE, like AP. There's AARP for ape. There's something there. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, AAPE. Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
I can think of.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
He's
all
getting-
right. I'm on fire tonight.
He's
You
getting
know?
3% cash back on gas. This fucking guy. He just ripped my neighbor's family's friends. All their faces are off. Because they do that. They're vindictive, man. Those chimpanzees, they go nuts.
Right.
Because a lot of these people that own them, put them on Valium and Xanax to like calm their mood down.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
I've
basically
heard of that.
medicate
And I'm
them
sure it
because
fucks with their brain after a while.
you basically have a psychotic, mental patient living in your home.
I have a weird scientific question that I don't know if you guys would know, but I feel like Kenny would know this. Are monkeys? I don't even know what species that is. Primates, I guess. Are they close enough to humans where like you could get like organs donated from them? Like, can I get a monkey heart?
It's we're 1% to 2% away DNA. That's the closest. That's the closest we can be. Now the difference between them and a pig's valve.
Oh, I know. They
their-
can do heart stuff.
their body
with
is-
pig parts.
Right. Their body it grows differently than ours. That's why they have smaller penises but giant testicles. Their liver is different. Their kidneys are different. Genetically, they are only 1 to 2%, 1.5 away from us. So,
But that
which is an
little bit
interesting
is
thing.
like a galaxy away, right?
Right. Scientifically, Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if there are aliens out there and we are only 1% away genetically DNA away from monkeys, and we treat monkeys almost like newborn, like 3-year-olds. That's as
Right.
far as a monkey can get. 3 to 4 years old is their capacity.
Mentality. Yeah.
Their mentality,
Oh,
their
okay.
capacity to learn. What if an alien species comes down and we are only with us doing quantum physics and flying cars, autonomous cars, and the internet,
Yeah,
and we are only 1%.
yeah, and they're so
Genetically
far
to
ahead
them.
of us.
Yeah, like
What
we're the
compared- how-
chimps and they are the
Yeah,
equivalent
the supreme.
of
Yeah.
us versus the chimp.
Not
yeah.
not
That makes me
Planet
want
of
to
the
get a brain
Apes.
implant with a monkey.
Yeah, really.
I think
to
you
see
already
how I
have
act.
that. You wrestling son of a bitch. You smash your face with chairs and jump around ropes. I think I think there's got to be some kind of
Possibility.
gorilla in you somewhere.
Hey, there's
only
only one gorilla for this show. We hit our quota,
yeah, no, look.
especially and one gorilla named Joe. That's all we need.
Hey,
All right, well, somebody's Donkey Kong and somebody. You know what I mean? There's something there. But it is an interesting thought. But yeah, it's only 1 to 2%, so that you can't really exchange organs because it's just they
Right.
just grow different. It just doesn't fit. I'm sure they've tried 1,000 times. I know
Right.
Mengele, Hitler. I know he tried a bunch of stuff to do. All Russians too were doing a lot of that stuff.
It's fascinating to me that like some monkeys can understand English. Like my buddy Roger's monkey, when he would tell me, Joe's leaving, give him his keys. He would take the thing out and unless he just knew like the sound of the words and knew what it meant. He didn't know what the fuck the word keys meant, but he knew the sound of the words means.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
I have to hand this thing back.
There's
Right.
a capability of knowing language like dogs. dogs that are raised in Mexico speak Spanish. Dogs that are raised in Patterson speak Spanish, but they also speak
but they
American.
understand what you're saying. I tell my
But
dog to sit, he sits right down. He
it's
knows.
keywords, it's hand movements, voice,
But it's not him
facial
knowing.
recognition.
It's not him knowing what sit means. He just knows that
Knows
sound.
the word.
Yeah.
App, just like there's app. That. He knows. Get away
Yeah.
from that. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now you have the big gorillas, the silverback gorillas, and they can speak sign language.
Oh,
And they understand.
yes.
Hurt.
That
I'm
seen
hungry.
before.
I want food. I want
Yeah.
a kitten. Coco was the biggest one, and
want a
they've done a
kitten.
lot of research on that. But also, you piss a gorilla off, you're talking some major whoop
Yeah,
ass, bro.
Look at King Kong. Like they climb a fucking building and take your fucking blonde chick with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He could have just bashed that woman in the side of the fucking Empire State Building and killed her in one shot.
I think
No,
Jane
but he
Goodall had a
loved
Fay
her.
Ray complex.
He loved her.
He loved her. He's absolutely. He could have squished her and ate like a fucking.
King Kong is like the original Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis of what King Kong was, and me and my wife's courtship. Very subtle.
Well, you're both
subtle.
You're both the beauties, though. There's no
Yeah.
beast there.
Okay. You fucking believe that? Okay.
Yo,
Anyway.
you know what?
Right.
Speaking of beasts, Joe, you've grown hair. I noticed from that picture that I sent you guys from 10 years ago. You were like almost the wreath, and I know there's maybe a little bit of a comb over going on, but you've grown hair. I think,
But I do have
the bald
more
spot
hair.
looked larger back then. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was.
When he first started taking minoxidil,
I guess it's because there
for
was
his heart,
more. There was more. You were bigger, heavier, so there was more skin, so it grew through your hair more.
More skin
So-
to make the hair look less. I don't think so.
Yes,
What's he-
that's what I was getting at.
What's he wearing, a World War II helmet? He doesn't get that much bigger. From fucking the Jetsons.
That's like that's a
Fucking-
line my father used to say. He's like, "I'm not bald, just my head grew through my hair."
It's funny.
But he had
That
the
is
wreath.
very funny. Joey sent me a picture that a friend of his sent him. I want to fucking show this picture. Kenny, did you
I
see
sent
it?
Both of you guys. Yes, I
Yes.
texted both of you.
Okay. So, we got can somebody read that? I can't see it.
Kenny Gorilla versus 100 Men. I bet on humans.
Oh, there it is. That's a coup. $2.
Yeah.
Kenny's Gorilla versus 100
Stamina.
Men. I bet.
Yeah, it would be a stamina thing, but it'd be fucking close. With no weapons. No weapons, right? No weapons.
Probably no weapons.
Just balls
no.
out, just balls out.
For
It'd be
sure.
close though.
Yep.
Close. I think stamina would be the biggest thing. Those don't fuck around, bro. They don't fuck around.
Sean, you got that picture, right?
Yeah. So Joey, tell us, a friend of yours sent this picture to you, right?
My buddy Matt texted me this morning. He's in wrestling also. He's a referee. He lives in Pennsylvania. So in Pennsylvania, you're only legally obligated to have one license plate. So so the front of this truck apparently had a real license plate, so that was the legal one, and then this license plate in the rear that was handwritten in a Sharpie, which I laughed for like 3 hours at this. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, it's great. And look, it looks like his taillights work. Like, why would your taillights work when you had to make up and write in a fucking license plate?
And I love that it's like zip tied on, and there's the silver duct tape around it to hold it
Yeah,
together.
I just noticed that. Yeah, silver duct tape around the outside. That's fucking
and it's
hilarious.
zipped-
So
That sounds like
he
a
actually-
horse, right? Silver
he
duct
actually-
tape
So my
on the
buddy-
outside.
So my buddy texted me this, and he goes, "What do they make fucking license plate differently in Minnesota?"
That's just great. Yeah,
He actually framed it with duct tape.
he framed it.
He
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
frame.
You know what?
Not a
When
regular-
when he gets home, he takes it off the car and puts it on his refrigerator to show his fucking his parents.
So he doesn't
Well,
forget it the next day.
if I'm a statey, I'm a law guy, and I just look at that condition at the back of that truck, you want to talk about red flags? There's something going on, or this guy's just a fucking idiot. It's
Well,
all rusty and
think
shit.
I
and
think
fake
nothing
license
happened
plate.
because my buddy's not a cop who was behind him, so there wasn't. But because he has the legal license plate in the front, which means like you just do anything in the back. I don't get it.
Or, yeah, and why don't you just put the front plate on the back? Because
Yeah.
most states, you don't even need Jersey's one of the few states that you need a front plate. It's just
both,
because
yeah.
Jersey tries to get as much money as they can from us. But still, it's more important to have a license plate on the back than it is to the front. Absolutely.
But I think
How about
states
this?
where you
How
need
about
at
get
least
two
one,
plates?
it doesn't
How about
matter
get two
which
plates?
one, right?
And wash your truck, you scumbag. Fucking trying to learn that bullshit. Get 2 plates. Wash it once in a while.
Yeah, get 2 plates and wash your truck, scumbag.
Have
That's
some
fucking
fucking
great.
pride, man.
Fucking
Have
great.
some fucking pride.
Exactly. At least you could have wrote in cursive, you fucking animal. Could have used a little calligraphy. It would have been beautiful. Would have been beautiful. Wash your truck, you scumbag.
Yeah. That illiterate jerk off signed his contract in blood. It was just an X.
You know,
what the fuck
I
he did.
wonder
Isn't that
if
right?
the letters and numbers and shit he wrote matches the license plate on the front.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if it's different.
too
too.
different.
No, it's probably mirrored or backwards because he wrote it he saw the reflection of the truck in front of him, wrote it down, and then put that so it's backwards. Completely backwards on the back.
So it's actually
Or he's got
NM,
one of
New
them-
Mexico, not Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
How
New Mexico.
how great is it? Is that he just looked at the letters, right, and the numbers, and wrote it in, and really lives in Montana, but he thought Montana was MN, so it's MT in the front and MN in the back. Look at this shit stain.
So
what a fucking
my
shit
buddy,
stain this guy is.
when my buddy, well, hey, it doesn't end in STN at the top, stain.
That's true.
When my buddy texted me this, I said, "Did you see this somewhere on Facebook, or were you behind this guy?" He's like, "Nope, I saw it this morning on the way to dropping my kid off at daycare." I was like, "That's insane."
Hopefully, because of this show, this picture will go around the internet, and we can take credit to being the ones that got it started.
Got this guy arrested, or got this guy found.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know your friend lived in 995 Istan.
That's right next to Kazakhstan. Yeah, right next to
Pakistan. 995 is stand.
995 is
St.
stand.
Paul Istan. You probably got one of them lot lizards to fucking write that form.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, can you do me before you leave? Can you do me a favor? Here's a Sharpie. I need a license plate.
Make me a license plate.
You have good handwriting.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, what do you guys think? I don't have any yogurt tonight, so I have to have I have a couple of these peanut butter.
I didn't even have dinner. Dude.
You didn't have dinner?
I came home from the tattoo shop and jumped right online.
All right. Well, then let's
I have a bunch of titles here.
All right, cool. Let's play the intro to our final bit, everybody, and of course from Dave Ingram.
How do you do? David Ingram here from the death metal band Benediction, formerly of Metal Breakfast Radio, and I might get back to that at some point in the future, but I don't know. And now, the Conte and Kenny Show, after more than an hour of utter nonsense and stupidity, you can believe it, asks the question, what the hell do we call this episode?
All right. Now, and
I like that
you
little
guys
transition where he came back into the screen right there. That was
yes,
cool.
I love it. I love that intro too, and we're gonna have music for it.
All
right. So let's see, and if anybody's got anything to put in the chat, we'll try to see if we can read it. All right, Joey, I'll start. I'll go with one. Diphtheria sickle. That's one. Okay.
Jolt, eh?
Jolt, eh? I like this. Curry and Kenny. Curry and Kenny. I think that is very funny.
Oh, yeah,
Curry
yeah.
and Kenny.
That was one of mine, the Conte and Kenny Show.
Yep.
Good.
Oh, farm to dirt.
Oh,
instead of
that's
farm
another
to
one
table.
of mine.
Like Kenny said, they didn't have tables.
Yeah, I have that
So
too.
when-
That's
Yep,
my next one.
Farm
Farm
to
to dirt, right after Conte and Kenny Show. Farm to dirt.
Okay. Go ahead.
Seventh Heaven, that's starring
That's a
Randy
good one.
Savage.
Say that again.
Seventh Heaven, guest starring Macho Man Randy Savage.
Seventh. Here we go.
Farm to Dirt was clever.
Amelia Earhart. That's
I have that one too.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
I have that one too, so I'll go to my next one then. Welcome to the Conte Mooners. But now that I think about it, that wouldn't make sense unless you're watching the YouTube.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dummy runs in my family.
Oh, all right. So one of mine is the dummy didn't run far enough.
Oh, okay.
Dummy runs in my family is good.
Dummy runs
that's
in my
good.
family is.
Dummy runs in my
telling
family.
you, that's probably going to be the fucking title of this episode.
I still have a few more to go through.
And I think, all right, go ahead. Go ahead.
My next one is Kenny Michaels, president of the Joe Conte fan club.
All right, I got one. Everybody was lying, fighting. And that's what I got there.
My next one is the Brooklyn Indians.
The Brooklyn Indians. Nice. I have I want to be reincarnated as a soda machine. Kenny, that's fucking hilarious.
I have one like that. Oh, I have Kenny the soda machine.
Kenny the soda machine. Then I have AAPE.
Oh, I have do monkeys get AAPE?
Do old monkeys get AAPE? That's funny.
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
My next one I took from Aku, 7-Eleven or 9/11. I don't know if we could do that one. It's a little insensitive, but it's hilarious.
Especially with Tower 2 behind Joey's left ear.
What's that?
I said especially if Tower 2 is behind Joey's left ear, Joe Conte's left ear.
Oh, yeah. There it is. See if the plane's going through it. Sorry.
Conspiracy.
Somebody's Donkey Konging somebody.
Yes.
My next one is
Kenny. That's fucking hilarious. Man.
My next one is anyone need some knitting needles?
Knitting needles. And I got one more. Silver tape on the outside. Yes.
Oh, I got that one too. Silver duct tape on the outside.
Silver duct tape on the outside.
I have a couple more.
Go ahead.
Let's change the subject. Conte goes from SAG-ing to SAG-er.
Ah, very nice.
I don't know, Rick.
It's fucking funny.
A scuba diver blowing bubbles.
Oh, that's right. Scuba diver blowing bubbles. Jesus
I
Christ.
only have two more.
Go ahead.
995 a Stan. And wash your truck, you scumbag.
Wow.
That was
I gotta tell you guys.
That was such a good line.
You guys, honestly, you guys are like almost dead on each week, man. You guys are
Yeah,
right
we
there.
have a lot of the same ones.
But it doesn't
things,
matter.
man.
It's
I
great.
don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, it's great. It means we're really getting the right stuff.
And 995 a Stan is spelled 9-9-5-ISTAN. Like it's like,
ISDA,
like almost like an old school phone, like an oldies phone number, you know? 995
exactly. Yep, exactly. Shit.
Amelia Earhart and
it's got to be spelled like the MEAL.
Yeah. What was the one before that? About cannibal. It was
Farm to Dirt. Farm to Dirt.
No.
Farm to Dirt. Was it Farm to Dirt? Might have been Farm to Dirt and Amelia Earhart. Then there was
Conte and Kenny Show.
Yeah. Reincarnated as a soda machine. It's such a ridiculous fucking statement. It's so ridiculous. I mean, this episode should be viral just because people would be like, I need to know what the fuck that means.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because Joey was like, come back as like can you come back as all depends on what you ask for. You know,
yeah, exactly.
A plane or a fucking soda machine.
I like silver duct tape on the outside because it's a callback to peanut butter sandwich on the outside. from a couple weeks ago.
Oh shit!
yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
I'm doing
The
the
horse
same
race
jokes
thing?
here. I'm just. I went from peanut
I
butter
like
to
that one a
cookies.
lot. That's one of mine too. Silver duck
That's
money
funny.
outside, trailed by
All
peanut
right.
butter sandwich.
And does anybody else have anything in the chat? Let's see.
I didn't even look.
Hold on. I can't find the chat. Here it is. Open panel, live chat. Is it not here? Where the hell is the chat? Oh, here it is.
Oh my god! I just got another breaking news. I just was gifted another membership to the Shuli Network for a month.
Oh, nice.
I don't know who keeps doing this. I guess it's like random based on if you subscribe or not, but I haven't been on his channel in months.
All right, let's see. I got a couple here.
Get you back
Aku
listening.
says, Dog's Day of Tomorrow.
Dog's Day, yeah. Dog's Day
Let's see.
afternoon.
Kenny's Quest for a Bone. That's a coup. Stacy Wright, Life After Lot Lizard, which is very funny, of course, because it's fucking Stacy Wright. Chopsticks, The Lullaby, a coup. That's really fucking funny.
Wow.
Chopsticks.
That's baby related.
That's a deep one.
Aku says,
No pun intended. A deep one.
what do you call it? Aku says the vending machine reincarnation is the plot for an anime, which would probably
Oh
be
my god.
The Silver Rainbow by Stacy. That's fucking funny. Aku, my cat is secretly Hitler.
Here,
And,
when you
of
get
course-
reincarnated as a soda machine, the money goes in like where your mouth would be, and then
Right.
when it goes clunk, 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 is right where your junk would be. So then the machine would just go, oh, every time you take a, every time,
Where does it
every
come
time
from
you
when I
take a
hit
ma-
the coin?
every
When I hit the
take-
coin return,
yeah,
where
every-
does it come from?
the coin return? You
Yeah,
gotta
where
turn
does
the
it come out
machine
with?
around, buddy. You gotta come in and you gotta turn the machine around. It comes out the back. And
Oh, that's funny.
you gotta use
Holy
your two
shit.
fingers like the old whatchamacallit? It's the old phone booths. Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
every time you get
your two fingers
Yeah.
to get the change. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta pull the
absolutely.
machine
I
out
s-
from the back. Go
I
get your
still
change.
check anytime I see a payphone, which is not very often. I still check. That my father taught me that.
Sure,
Yeah. All right.
sure. Yeah, but every time
All right,
the
well-
Mountain Dew comes out.
Yep. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
tired. But
I'm hungry.
definitely had a lot of fun on this show. Shawnee, if you want to start our ending music. and of course, this is my cousin Tony Parisi. That's T Parisi on YouTube. And check him out, man. He's got a lot of great shit. So who do we want to thank? Of course, all of you in the chat room. That's Aku. That is Stacy. That is Patty. I know who else popped in there. I know Terry Neely popped in, of course, to let everybody know that Shawnee needs to get fired. But we appreciate all of you who listen, and also all of you who listen to us and maybe don't join the chat, because there are a lot of people that listen but aren't in the chat, and all of you that listen in podcast. And don't forget, if you want to leave a voicemail, it's not up here. Shawnee, what's the number for the voicemail?
God, if I know.
You're such a dick.
Go watch last week's episode. You'll see it at the top of the screen.
Yeah. We'll let you know what it is. And don't forget, for all of you, if you're listening or watching us on the YouTube page, please give the episode a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, and if you want, you can click the notification bell so you never miss a live show. And thank you to Shawnee, and like our Facebook page, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And I am Joe Conte Comic on all of my social media. But if you go to Linktree and you just put Joe Conte, that should get you to all my social media. All right? And Joey on Linktree as well.
Yeah. Linktree.com/realjoeyimage.
Real Joey Image. And Kenny
Everything's there.
will be at the
I'm
shop
at-
right later on buying produce.
Buy a Cameo.
I'm at-
Book me on Cameo. It's only $15. or
Joey's on
something like
Cameo.
that. Yeah.
There you go. I'm at
Or anybody who wants me
leavemealone.com.
to,
I'll
if
see you on
anybody
Monday.
wants, what'd you say?
.com. I said I'll see you on Monday.com.
See you on Monday.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Leave me
.net.
alone.
See you on Monday.
All right, everybody. Thank you. And we end the show the same way we do every single week. And we say goodbye, just like our pal, the late, great Otto Peterson would always say goodbye, and that is take care.